too bored. Hmm. How about I make a body sheet? Hmm. Yay! I got ML. No. Yay. This is missing something. Yay. No, I need to fix this. What the flip? Why did my art disapprove? I'm very, very bored right now. I forgot to check my. What the flip? No, I forgot to do the arms. No, what the flip? I'm going to use this shade again. Oh, uy! I forgot how to draw arms. I mean hands. Don't hate me for this, please. Man, can I just place this hand? Please. I'm not leaking my camera. No. Please just let me trace. No one. I'm going to. What a clip na. I'm just like going to. And I just want. Why do I forget to draw hands? I'm just going to make a draw fingerless gloves. Oh, what the flip? Like, what the flip is this? Finally! I drew my flippin' hand. No, why am I good? No, what the flip it's glitching. The drawings get progressively worse what the flip. I really like this. I made it at school. Uh-uh. I'm very bored today. What the flip? So how can I even do this? Huh? No. Wait, I want to learn this.
World War II. 70 million soldiers fought. The youngest was just 6 years old. While most kids were learning to tie their shoes, Sergey Oleshkov was tying up Nazis. This is the unbelievable
No.
true story of the kindergartner who traded crayons for grenades and nap time for combat. A kindergartner's worst day ever. 1934, Russia. While most babies were busy drooling and crying, little Sergey Oleshkov was born in the village of Grin, blissfully unaware he'd soon be trading his rattle for a rifle. Fast forward to June 1941. Hitler, deciding Europe wasn't enough of a playground, launched Operation Barbarossa. 3 million Nazi troops stormed into the Soviet Union because apparently there's no party like a World War party. By 1942, Sergey was a strapping 6-year-old, mastering the art of chasing chickens and helping mom in the garden. Little did he know his idyllic childhood was about to go up in flames, literally. One fine day, he was out picking berries when the sky filled with German planes. Seems the Luftwaffe thought Grin needed some redecorating. Bombs rained down, and in minutes, his world turned into a Michael Bay movie, minus the robots. As Nazi soldiers rounded up villagers, Sergey watched his mother and older brothers get shot. Talk about childhood trauma. He did what any sensible 6-year-old would do. He ran into the forest faster than you can say, worst hide-and-seek game ever. For days, he wandered alone in the wilderness, surviving on berries and raw mushrooms. At night, he curled up in hollow logs, probably wishing he'd paid more attention during Boy Scout meetings. Meanwhile, the Eastern Front was having a bad hair day. The Red Army was in full retreat, with over 3 million Soviet soldiers dead or captured. Things were looking grimmer than a grim fairy tale for the USSR. But Sergei's luck was about to change. A unit of Soviet scouts stumbled upon the dirty, starving boy. They were shocked to find a kid alone in the war zone. Clearly, they'd never been to a Walmart on Black Friday. The world's tiniest refugee, 1942, Western Russia. While the Wehrmacht steamrolled through Soviet territory, a pint-sized survivor was about to change the course of his own war. Sergey Oleshkov, our 6-year-old hero, had been wandering the wilderness for weeks. His village? Ashes. His family? Gone. His new best friend? A stick he'd named Boris. The Soviet countryside had become a deadly game of hide-and-seek. Nazi patrols combed the forests, and he played the champion hider. His size, usually a disadvantage, now kept him alive. He could squeeze into spaces adults couldn't dream of. His stomach became his worst enemy. Constant hunger pangs threatened to give away his position. He learned to eat silently, mastering the art of the noiseless nibble. Squirrels watched in envy as he outforaged them. One day, exhausted and delirious, Sergei heard voices, Russian voices. He'd stumbled upon a Soviet camp, specifically the 142nd Guards Regiment. The soldiers gaped at the filthy, twig-thin boy who'd materialized from the forest. Major Mikhail Vorobyev approached. "Where are you from, little one?" he asked. Sergey, summoning all his remaining strength, replied, "I'm from the war, sir. Same as you." The regiment faced a dilemma. Regulations said to send the boy to an orphanage, but in the chaos of war, paperwork had a funny way of disappearing. They decided to keep him. His first hot meal in weeks nearly made him cry. As the soldiers cleaned him up, they discovered a tough-as-nails kid under all that dirt. This wasn't just some lost boy. This was a survivor. The men began to see Sergey as a good luck charm. If this kid could survive alone in Nazi-occupied territory, surely their luck was about to change. They didn't know how right they were. As the little boy settled into military life, the 142nd prepared to move out. Their destination? A little-known city on the Volga River called Stalingrad. The boy who'd lost everything was about to witness history and play a surprising role in it. Boot camp for beginners and bedwetters. 1942, somewhere near the Volga River. While most kids were learning their ABCs, Sergey Oleshkov was getting a crash course in AK-47S. Welcome to the world's most
No.
unorthodox kindergarten. The 142nd Guards Regiment decided if they were keeping Sergey, they might as well make him useful. First lesson, marching. Turns out, keeping pace is tricky. Their legs are shorter than everyone else's rifle.
Oh.
Sergey's solution? 2 steps for every one of theirs. The result looked less like marching and more like an enthusiastic jog. Next up, camouflage training. The boy excelled here, thanks to his recent forest dwelling experience. He could disappear faster than vodka at a Russian wedding. The soldiers joked they should parachute him behind enemy lines. The Germans would never see him coming. Firearms training was interesting. The recoil from a standard issue rifle could send him flying backwards like a cartoon character. So they started him on a smaller weapon, a slingshot. His accuracy was impressive. Turns out, all those days flicking berries at squirrels paid off. But it wasn't all fun and war games. Sergey had nightmares. He'd wake up crying, the horrors of his past still fresh. Major Vorobyev, who'd unofficially adopted Sergey, would comfort him. Nothing says father-son bonding like huddling in a trench at 3 a.m. The regiment's medic, Dr. Grigory Kuznetsov, took special interest in Sergey's well-being. He made sure the boy ate properly and got enough rest. "We can't have our secret weapon running on empty," he said. As weeks passed, the boy's presence began to change the regiment. Hardened soldiers softened around him. They taught him to read using military manuals and shared their rations. One soldier even knitted him a tiny uniform sweater. But war waits for no one, not even a 6-year-old mascot. As summer turned to fall, the 142nd received new orders. They were to reinforce the defenses of a city under siege, Stalingrad. As they packed up camp, Sergey helped in his own way, mainly by getting underfoot and asking a million questions. The soldiers